Welcome back from an ad break. Now let us continue by looking at the second concept, of which it's whereby now we will read, analyze, and interpret the information in the given statements. Now, when exploring a financial document, you should be able to analyze, read, and interpret the information given according to the context. Now here we look at a loan, an example of a loan. Now looking at this statement, remember, firstly, you need to make sense of what the statement means and what type of a statement is it. So now when we look here, we are given an amount of a loan that will be issued out, a number of monthly installments, the initial fee, the monthly installment, as well as the admin fee. Now let us look at what it says here. Mr. Jones wants to borrow 35,000 from the micro lender to renovate his house. The loan document from micro lenders shows the repayment options in rands. So we need to answer the questions that follow. Now remember, there will be a lender as well as a borrower. So in this case, we are going to look at a lender of which will be lending Mr. Jones 35,000. So now looking at number A, let us look at it. It says, what is the monthly installment if Mr. Jones decides to pay the loan over a period of 24 months. So now your keyword here will be the monthly installment. So now you don't just take any amount from the table, but you go where it says monthly installment over a period of 24 months, because here we are given from 12 to 48. So you need to choose the correct column whereby now you'll be identifying that amount. So the monthly installment, we go here, and for 24 months, we are here for 24 months. So it means the monthly installment will be 1,562 Rand 50 cents. So that's what Mr. Jones will be paying on monthly basis. Looking at number B, it says calculate the total admin fee for the loan over a period of 36 months. So a total, it means they want us to show the total amount that will be paid by the end of this period. So now an admin fee, according to the table that is given above us, we have an admin fee of which it is 57 Rand for all different periods that are given on the table. So we are given 57 Rand. So we are looking at 36 months. Here we are, and here is our admin fee. So we are going to say 57 Rand multiplied by 36 months, because that is our period that this loan will be paid back. So having our 57 Rand multiplied by 36, it means at the end, Mr. Jones would have paid 2,052 Rand as the admin fee. Then we move to number C. What is the longest term? The longest term is our keyword. Write your answer in years. So now we are given the periods in months. Converting that to years, we are going to look at our longest period. We can see that our longest period is 48 months. So firstly, you need to identify or indicate the longest period. It's 48 months. Thereafter, write your answer in years. So you don't just jump to years, but you follow instructions correctly. So now having that, we are going to say divide by 12 so that you can find your years, because in a year we have 12 months. That's why we are dividing by 12. So when you have 48 divided by 12, so that will give you 4 years. So meaning Mr. Jones, if he opts for 48 months, he will be paying the loan over 4 years. Number D, calculate how much in total will Mr. Jones pay if he borrows 35,000 over a period of 18 months? So here we are now in this question for D, which is 18 months. So in total, we need to find out how much will be paid in total. So according to this, we look at the loan amount. So this is what will be taken by Mr. Jones. Thereafter, he will pay the initial fee, of which the initial fee is 1,450, and he will make a monthly installment of 1,875. For how long? For 18 months. So that's why we say multiply by 8. Thereafter, we say plus. He will also make a contribution of 57 rand. So we have 57 rand multiplied by 18 because that is the period of this loan. There we have 1,450 plus 1,875 multiplied by 18, it will give you 33,750 plus 57 multiplied by 18, you will have 1,450. Then your next step will be to add all these values because the question said you need to find the total. Now, adding all those three values at the end, it means that Mr. Jones would pay 36,226. So this is the total amount that will be paid back on this loan. Then we continue and look at a bank statement. So we are going to use the bank statement from Deba Bank above to answer questions that will follow. The first question here, it says, before that, remember we need to analyze and interpret what is on the statement. So here we have our service provider, which is the bank of Deba Bank 2, and we have the account holder towards our right, and then we have all these transactions that were made on his bank account. So firstly, the question says, number A, write down the account number and the name of the account holder. So now where are you going to get those two? You don't just formulate them in your mind. You go to the statement and check where it says the account holder and the account number. So please make sure that you are able to differentiate between the account holder and the service provider, because now the Deba Bank is not the account holder but is the service provider. So firstly, we are going to start by writing the account number. So here on the statement, it says the account number. Your account number is 848481976. So this is your first answer. And secondly, they want you to name the account holder. So the account holder, of which will be your second answer, it's Mr. A. Dromenders. Mr. A. Dromenders. So this is the account holder. Then number B, give one reason why account number is important to be referenced when making a payment. Now, with such questions, you can give any reason as long as it will be relevant to the given context. So here you can say, in order for the bank to identify the customer or the person who has made the payment and to track the payment history. Yes, you can say anything as long as it is relevant to the given context. But what is important here is for the bank to identify the customer who has made the payment. Then we go to number C, determine the total number of transactions made on this statement. Remember, we have said a transaction is any activity that will make a change in your bank balance. And we have said an opening balance and a closing balance, it is not a transaction. So here we are going to count the number of transactions that were made on this, excluding the opening balance or the balance brought forward. So we are going to exclude the balance brought forward because it is not a transaction, and count all other transactions below that. So we are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we had 17 transactions on this banking statement. Then number D, calculate the total amount of all TUIB transactions made on this. So this is your keyword. So you are only going to be looking at TUIB transactions and adding them together because they want the total amount. So let us go to our bank statement and check the TUIB. So this is our first transaction, of which it was 20 Rand plus. You go down, you have a transfer of 2,400. So this is 2,400 plus we also have a debit of 1,000 that was made plus a payment of 600. So all those are TUIB transactions. So it's 600. So working out the total amount of all these values that have been made on TUIB, we will get a total amount of 4,020 Rand. Right, we move on to number E. Calculate the total amount deposited on this account during the period of the statement deposited. So now you go to your statement. On your statement, there's no word that says deposited, but you are given debit and credit. So you must know that when we talk of a debit, it's whereby an amount has been taken out of the account. When you talk of a credit, it's whereby a total amount of money has been deposited. So if it says deposited, it means we are only going to concentrate on the credit part. So now let us look at the credits or the money deposited. We have 382 Rand 14 cents plus 22,695 Rand 98 cents plus 191.7 cents. So this is the amount that has been deposited into this account. So we are going to have a total amount of 23,269 Rand 19 cents. That's what is on our credit column. Right, moving on, we are looking at our second concept, of which is a debit and a credit. Now, those two I explained as being debit is an amount of money taken out of the account, meaning on your bank statement there'll be a negative showing that money has been taken out, and a credit is the amount of money deposited into a bank account. So you, in most banks, you will see that by a positive sign, meaning there's money being added into your account. And now we are going to be exploring those two terms, looking at this bank statement of Goodwill Bank. So now looking at the questions here on this statement, it says calculate the missing value of A, of which it's on the credit. So when you look at the value of A, there is A and it's on credit. It means there was money that has been deposited into this account. So we need to find out how much of that money has been deposited. So now when we look at our statement here, the first amount, it says the balance brought forward, of which it's 2,875.77. But then already this statement, it gives us a negative value. It means now this person is now owing the bank. He has used more than what he has in his account. So now we need to find this amount that was deposited. So now we also have a negative value there where it says 3,192 Rand 5 cents, and it gives us a negative amount. So it means he owes the bank that total amount. So now value of A has been deposited. We don't know how much was deposited, but this person now has a balance of 15,761 Rand 80 cents. So we need to find how much was deposited. As soon as that amount was deposited, the bank automatically took out their money, of which it was owned by this person. So now to find that amount, we are going to say 15,761 80 cents plus. Why are we saying plus? Because we know that that amount was taken out by the bank. Which amount? The balance that appears at the top, of which it is 3,192 rand 5 cents. So we want to find out how much exactly was deposited before it was taken out, the value that appears with a negative. So now we are going to have those two. We have 15,761.80 cents plus 3,192 5 cents. So it means the total amount that was deposited, it was 18,953 rand 85 cents. Right, so now if you want to prove if your answer is correct, you can take the 18,953 rand 85 and subtract the given balance from the statement, of which it was 15,761 rand 80 cent, and your answer will be 3,192 rand 5 cents. So you are able to work it up back. So it means if you get the correct answer that is given on the statement, then your answer is correct. Then B, calculate the total amount of debits on this statement. So it means that we are going to add all the debits. We will be doing multiple addition. So we are going to have 20 rand 18 cents plus 296 10 cents plus 187 rand 27 cents plus 4,069 rand 52 being added with 42 rand 37 plus 729.45 plus 1,800 plus 17 rand 47 cents plus, of which is our last value, 100 rand and 88. So if you add all those values together, you are going to have a total amount of 20 rand 296 10 cents 187 27 cents plus 4,069.52 plus 42 rand 37 plus 729.45 plus 1,800 plus 17 rand 47, and lastly 100 rand and 88 cents. So it means we have 7,263 rand 24 cents. Right, so now that's it. We have come to the end of our lesson, and I hope now you can work better with a financial document and be able to interpret and analyze the given concepts and figures. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again next time.